Welcome to an overview of the new 3D site viewer and 3D building viewer functionality within Excitech FM. So before I start, it's worth pointing out that all of the floor plans I'm using on this system are actually 2D AutoCAD floor plans, so there's no Revit or solid models or 3D drawings involved anywhere. So what I'm going to do is standard interface here. I'm just going to navigate to the town. Now this is standard functionality that's been around for quite a while, where you can see a site plan. So we can zoom into this site plan and we can actually view this, and this is obviously a 2D plan. Okay. Now you can have additional layers showing additional information on here, so this is all standard functionality that's existing. So what we've recently added is this new 3D icon up here, which if we click, it will swap for that site plan into a 3D view of the site plan, and you can see how we've got each particular building floor stacked up. Now we have a 3D control where we can actually rotate the view, obviously in either direction, and we can also lift the elevation so we can look more down on, and we can also zoom in to view closer. Now see, we've also on the right hand side here we've got a list of the building floors available on this particular site. So what we can do is, if we want to look in more detail at Alpha House first floor, and it will pop that open. Now I'll just do this again on the second floor, but when I do this, if you just keep an eye on the area down in the lower left corner down here, because what it'll actually do is at that point it downloads additional information, so in this case the actual room information inside. And again we can still, oops, wrong way, we can still rotate this and zoom in and out and so on as before. Okay. Now at the moment these are coloured, and these are actually coloured based on the on my system's defined as level 1, which is the department. So I can change that to a different colorization. So if we select space type here, and these are based on the standard layers that you would normally see. Go back to business units, back to our department layer. Okay. So you can see how we can actually view the same colorization information that you see on the 2D plans, but you can view this in the 3D. Now for any of these we can actually close these back up, or indeed we can just close all floors back up. Okay. And it also is also possible, if we just click on the floor here, then we can actually select it that way. So this is one aspect where we can actually just look at a site or campus in the round and actually analyze it and look at it in 3D. If we come out of here, another use case for this is if we go to the search tool. So again, this is standard functionality. We're going to go to locations, and in this instance I'm going to choose a department to search for. So I'm just going to search for the security department, and I'll search for that, and again this is standard functionality, so we get a list of locations appear where this particular department exists. But you notice, because for this particular list we've actually configured this to say show available sites where there's matches. So you can see here it's actually showing that security department appears on the Bremen site, London site, and also the non-CAD site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this 3D icon here. So now it goes into the same view, but notice what it does straight away is it actually expands out the floors where this particular department exists. So this straight away allows you to search for a department. It could be anything. We could search for a type of space or any other attribute within the system. But straight away we get a visualization of where that department's space is. So we can see that it's actually on 2 different floors here, and it's also got a couple of locations over here in this building. So it gives you a really useful way of seeing the interaction and location of assigned space for our portfolio. So that's a very quick overview of the new functionality. A couple of things to point out. As I said at the start, the actual drawings that it's based on are standard 2D AutoCAD drawings. Okay, so the only requirement which most clients will fulfill anyway is that you need to have an external gross polyline around the buildings, and also there's a small amount of work just in terms of coordinating the drawings to tell them where they appear in relationship to one another on the site plan. So that's really just putting like an XY coordinate in the database table against each building or floor plan to show how it is laid out. And finally, the field called floor order, which again is a standard field. Most clients will have this filled out automatically. It uses the floor order to determine the height, so you might need possibly adjust the floor order on some buildings just to make sure those elevations of the floor plans appear correctly. But other than that, 3D visualization without the use of 3D models, using standard 2D drawings, and obviously we'll be extending this functionality to provide additional use cases for this approach as we go along. Thanks very much.